I've made videos covering all the major features of iOS 18, but now it's time to show you the little details and hidden features. Let's start with, of all things, the phone app. On the dial screen, if you start to type in somebody's name based on the letters written on each number, like an old T9 cell phone, it'll look up that contact in your address book. It could be much faster looking up a contact than pilfering through a long list of contacts. In the Photos app, last year Apple introduced a feature called Copy Edits. If you make a bunch of changes to the hue, color, saturation, brightness, tint of an image, you can copy those edits and paste them in bulk to apply to a whole set of images. But if those images vary in exposure and white balance, the pasted edits might not look the same. Well, with adaptive copy edits, it'll compensate for those two features, so that when you paste the edits, it'll look more uniform. In the Files app, if you use iCloud Drive to sync files or documents between your iPhone, Mac, iPad, or more, there's a new Keep Downloaded option that'll make sure those files are always available on your iPhone. They'll never be offloaded or deleted to make space. iOS has always supported multiple languages, and it's really easy to switch between languages on a keyboard. But now you can have two languages simultaneously on the same keyboard. It'll intelligently recognize which one you're typing in. You can even slide to type or use voice dictation in both. But of course, some languages with different alphabets might not be compatible on the same keyboard. Last year, iOS 17 allowed you to download portions of Apple Maps for offline use, and now you can sync those maps to your Apple Watch. So you can get maps offline without internet, without cell service, and without your phone. For years now, you've been able to adjust the brightness of a flashlight, but now, if you have a newer iPhone, you can adjust the width of a flashlight as well. Whenever you press the volume buttons or the side buttons, you'll see a new animation that looks like you're squeezing in the black from the edge of the screen. There's a new, more accessible way to turn off your iPhone. You no longer need to physically squeeze the power and volume buttons. You can do it from Control Center. Tap and hold on the power button, then slide to turn off your iPhone. In the Settings app, if you find yourself searching for the same things over and over again, there are now search suggestions that appear when you tap on the search field. Also in the Settings app, you'll find a redesigned iCloud screen that makes it really easy to see how much storage you have available and what features you're using. In different places in the Settings app, you'll see these big informational cards at the top of the screen explaining what you'll find in each section. Apple is finally bringing together reminders and calendar. When you set a reminder for a specific date and time, you'll see that appear in your calendar. And inside the Calendar app, just as easily as you can create an event, you can create a new timed reminder and even assign it to a specific list. Among the many options for customizing your home screen in iOS 18, you can make the icons bigger and hide their labels, in case, after 18 years, you've finally learned that this is a phone and this is mail. If you don't use the flashlight or camera buttons on your lock screen, you can now switch them out for whatever button you want. Any button you can put in Control Center is a button you can put on your lock screen. And these can be customized for every lock screen you have, and thus every focus mode you have. So you can have controls specific to your work focus, sleep focus, or driving focus. And don't worry, even if you switch out the camera button, you can still always access the camera by swiping left. And if you have an iPhone 15 Pro, any of those same controls can also be assigned to the Action button. Remember the Action button? You still have an Action button. In its biggest year of updates ever, the Calculator app has new features for conversions. You can convert units of force, mass, weight, currency, area, angle, and more. In the Messages app, unlike previous versions of iOS where a link would be converted to a rich link with a preview of the content after you send it, you now see that preview inside the Message Compose field, so you can see how it's going to look before you send it. And if you want to remove the rich link, you can tap the X. And finally, in the Notes app, you can highlight important parts of the text in up to 5 colors: blue, purple, pink, orange, and mint. And those are all the hidden features in iOS 18. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm Griffin Jones with Cult of Mac.